they scream so loud. A big sky stretching past the clouds. Frozen rivers break their chains. Saskatchewan's got the bigger dreams. It holds too tight, but the South it calls in the dead of night. Fields of wheat, they yearn for more. A better deal just past that door. Canada's grip, it holds too tight, but the South it calls in the dead of night. Fields of wheat, they yearn for more. A better deal just past that door. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny. Taxes high, they weigh us down. Promises lost in Ottawa's town. We've been forgotten, left to fade. Time to rewrite the deal we made. Mountains far we've never seen. We're just the land where the cold is mean. But freedom south where the sun does shine. It's time to take what should be mine. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny. Oh, Saskatchewan, break the line. Cross the border, leave behind. Stars and stripes, they'll set you free. The USA, your destiny.
Together side by side. Mountains rise, frozen veins feed. Shifting tides, sowing the seed. North sky fire burns so high. Joining hands under shared sky. Welcome, welcome, Greenland folk. Stars and stripes, your story told. Unite the land seas far and wide. We'll walk together side by side. No king, no crown, ice can freeze. Strength and spirit, lands and seas. Borders fade like melting snow. Together stronger, onwards go. Welcome, welcome, Greenland fold. Stars and stripes, your story told. Unite the land seas far and wide. We'll walk together side by side. No king, no crown, ice can freeze. Strength in spirit, lands and seas. Borders fade like melting snow. Together stronger, onwards go. Welcome, welcome, Greenland fold. Stars and stripes, your story told. Unite the land seas far and wide. We'll walk together side by side. Together
welcome to the NPC Show, deprogram the world one NPC at a time. I'm host Frank. Today is Thursday. Is it Thursday? Wednesday, the 18th, March. Yes. Give me a second. Hold on. 1 second. Which has... Could we have that for the... Okay, cool. Here we go, guys. Welcome. Give me 1 second, damn it. I'm like a minute behind. I'm a minute behind here. I just gotta do my pre-show spamming and I'll be ready to go. Let me guess. I'm gonna have to re-log in to buy me a coffee. Okay, at least that worked out well. Not too long of a show, but we are gonna be doing an extensive watch party. Senator Mullen is his confirmation hearing is right meow. We're gonna start it late as usual because we're gonna skip the Democrats because they generally never have any questions. They spend their 5 minutes just like, you know, shitting on a random Republican that has nothing to do with the hearing, you know. Although it'd be nice to see what he has to say in rebuttal to it. So we'll see how stupid the comment is. Usually like the geriatric ones that are like, oh, white supremacy, things like that, you know. But we will figure that out. 1 second. Oh, we don't need to do that there. Let me see. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm gonna have to log in every day. Gotta log in to buy me a coffee. Every day. It's the only place where that happens. Every day you gotta log right back in. Every day. Anyways, how you guys doing? Give me a second. I'm almost done here. Good Lord. Oh, and the email's not arriving. Great. So now I can't log in. You guys suck. Buy me a coffee. Holy crap. Does no one ever complain about that? The fact that we have to log in every day. Someone leaves a comment. Oh, I got to log in just to go recheck it. It's like 1990s internet. Remember that before they invented cookies? Yeah. You know when you log in and it knows it's you. So it's like you don't got to log in over and over every day. Or every time you visit, you got to log back in. Remember those days? Yeah. They invented a thing called cookies. It sits on your computer. It's like an authenticator. It knows it's you. You logged in recently. No need to do it again. No, these guys are just like, I don't know. We don't like cookies. They're fattening. Anyways. I'm almost done, guys. Here we go. Okay, cool. Is that working? That is working. Good. Good. All right. See, pop that. Hello, Donna. Good to see you over on Foxhole. Thank you for being here, dear. Thank you, Donna. Hello, Rumble people. We've got Josie, Mary, Jillian. Hello to all of you. Lisa, Daisy, Liberty. Good to see you. Alaska. Hello to you. And Kendall. Good morning to all of you. And we've got on YouTube. We've got Barry, Mary, Lisa, Zach. Good to see you. Fire Truck, Daisy, Daniel, Kim. Bendy, good to see you. Polly, hello to you. Becky, David, C130, hello to you. James, Becky, Mac Brazel, Polly. Oh, and by the way, C130, buy a membership if you're going to be promoting your friend's channel on my chat. It's your only warning. Polly, good to see you. Yorka, Mary, Becky. You promoted him twice the other day. Twice. This is not a place for spam. People chat here. They have conversations. It's a good time. Mary, Becky, good to see you. Timothy, June, Charlene, Amber. I mean, that's a real good way to, like, you know, really make that that friend of yours a lot of enemies, man. Holy crap. Yeah. It's like, oh, everyone comes in here and they're like, what the hell? Why is this guy just spamming it up in Frank's chat, you know, to this channel that, like, we don't even know. We don't even care about this guy. And you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to this other channel. You guys should go, too. I don't have a membership. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, these propagandas, they're cheap. All you got to do is buy a membership and it'd be fine. But no. You won't, not even 10 cents a show you won't even pay for. Holy crap. Anyways. Okay, cool. Anyways, so short show, and we get the confirmation hearing for Mullen to watch. Should be pretty good, because we've seen him blow up here and there, right? And then we'll probably be scrolling through all the Democrats. We don't really care what they have to say. They don't really have a question ever. What is this one? Israeli army says Ben Gurion airport hit by debris. That's funny. It's Insider Liar again. Insider here. Let me show you Insider Liar's post that just popped up. Okay. Look at that. Israel says their airport was hit by debris after Iranian missile fire. Yeah. So it's the debris's fault. It's not the fact that Iran launched missiles at Israel. Yeah. This is how bullshit Insider paper. At least be factual about it. Oh, Iran fired missiles. It got intercepted, and the debris caused damage on their airport. At least do that. You know, that way we could be like, oh yeah, Iran fired missile. You know, instead they always go with the whole, oh, an intercepted missile caused debris to fall in the airport. Oh, so it's Israel's fault for intercepting the missile. Got it. That's the post I'm talking about. What a stupid publication, man. Holy crap. You guys post way more than Breaking 911, but you have half the followers. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, I'm sorry, you have 1/3 the followers. And then also Breaking 911's got multiple accounts. Yeah, so you guys are far behind. But that's what happens when you lie, right? That's what happens when you lie. No one follows you. No one takes you seriously. Anyways, oh, June, good to see ya. Oh, you lost your brother. I'm sorry. Moment of silence. I'm sorry, June. Well, he's in a better place. You know what's great about your brother is that he got to live long enough to see America get rejuvenated, to watch Trump get reelected. Am I right? To see Iran get pummeled? Yeah, it's good stuff right there. Yeah, he got to see almost all of it, almost everything. You know. Anyways, sorry for your brother, but I'm sure he lived a full life, and he got to see the American comeback. Huh? Anyways, let's get going. First story of the day. An Obama judge orders the release of 4-time deported illegal alien MS-13 gang member with a history of forcing himself upon women. This is he. He likes a rep. His name is Carlos Flores Miguel. Miguel. You got to pronounce their names properly. They get really, really mad. Start having mariachis in front of your house. You know, things like that. Anyways, so he got released. Good Lord. A separate Obama judge ordered the release of him. Good Lord. Oh, a separate Obama judge ordered the release of Kilmar Garcia. That's terrible. And another judge, Judge Paulina Zenes, and probably another Democrat judge, ordered ICE to release Abrego Garcia from custody. Yeah, that sucks, man. I hope you haven't given up. ICE, I mean, you're the only arm of DHS that's still funded, so I hope you guys are still doing your thing. I haven't seen a lot of coverage about it, so it's making me a little concerned here. Yeah, you got all that funding. You got all that funding from. I mean, it could possibly be everyone's just distracted by the war, right? Could be, but I haven't seen a lot of ICE stuff. No, I don't know, man. I hope you're still going, Tom Holman. Next story. The House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Pam Bondi. Yeah, Pam Bondi. If you're wondering why, it is because, you know, historically and how it always has been in our American system, when you release, when you declassify files, you always protect victims, always. Okay, so the release of the Epstein files was always going to protect victims. And by the way, that's why Clay Higgins voted against it, only because he didn't know that the victims would continue to be protected. Otherwise, he would have voted for it. But Pam Bondi was caught redacting names of non-victims. Yeah. So I don't know who these people are. I haven't really looked into it. You could probably look that up. But that looks bad. That looks bad, right? Yeah, and how they figured it out was because the ones that they released had the name redacted, but it's a file that already been released in the past that where it was not redacted. And they're like, wait, this is already public. Why did you redact it, Pam? Yeah. So, yeah. So that's some interesting stuff there. So she's gonna be subpoenaed, and we know this guy's gonna have a field day with it because he hates Trump like you know, like no other. Massey, the once great libertarian, now Rhino. I can't even call you a libertarian anymore. Holy shit. Oh, we freed Venezuela. The definition of liberty. We freed Venezuela. They're doing so good. They just won the World Baseball Classic tournament. They beat us, by the way. Congratulations to Venezuela. Hey, see how much changes? See how much change? Okay, guys, they're supposed to win. Okay, they're Hispanic. It's baseball. That's what they're good at. But that's what happens, man. Bam, you get rejuvenated. You get free. You know, yeah, you start to have a stronger sense of morale, more confidence in yourself, and you win baseball tournaments, huh? World baseball tournaments. But anyways, so they're gonna subpoena her, so there should be some good questioning. Here you go, next story. An anti-police defense attorney from New Orleans is indicted on wire fraud. Yeah. Her name is Tanzanika Ruffin. You already know what demographic that is. It's the same one that's always doing fraud, okay? It's that Lori Lightfoot, Karen Bass, Letitia James, Fannie Willis demographic there. It's that same demographic. That Tiffany Haynier demographic. By the way, you know Tiffany Haynier, the worst mayor in the history of this country, is running as a Republican somewhere in Florida. You guys know that? And people are completely, they don't even notice her. They're like, oh, you're MAGA? Cool, thank you. Thank you. Run for us and represent us, yeah. No one notices. Yeah. If you don't know who Tiffany Haynier is, she became mayor. I think this is she.
This defense attorney, Tanzanika Ruffin.
Yeah. So that is her. We don't need to see this whole 2-minute report. We know what it is. But yeah, Tiffany Haynier became mayor of some small town, very small town in Illinois, okay? And then she just like took all the money and did this with it. She hosted concerts for her and her friends, like 12 people, of like actually like B-list Hollywood celebrities. Paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to have them perform in town for them as like a celebration. And then she also used state government funding to purchase billboards congratulating herself on winning the election. Yeah. She's awful. But yeah, that town got bamboozled, man. And then they elected someone else after that who pretty much did the same thing, but with less money because she spent it all, right? Now Tiffany Haynier, running for office here. Tiffany Hayniard. Running as a Republican. Oh, I'm sorry, Georgia. A Fulton Commission seat. Yep. Former Dalton. Oh, city of Dalton is what she was mayor of. She went there and just blew all the money. Didn't care. She's running for office in Georgia as a Republican. There she is. Yeah. She is something special, man. I'm telling you. Like, you guys thought Fannie Willis was bad. You thought Karen Bass was bad. You thought that's she. You thought Lori Lightfoot was bad. She is very blatant. She was so bad that there will be city council meetings. This is like literally an almost all black town, okay? There'll be city council meetings and the community would show up and scream at her for all the corruption. She gave herself like a 5x pay raise and then like gave big pay raises to like her friends in the office, things like that. And then the new guy that came in didn't lower the pay. He's like, well, the pay's already up, I think we just keep it the way it is. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. Yeah. So yeah, it never ends with these guys. Yeah. Now you know why the globalists implanted these people at the top of our government to destroy the country. Just selfish people. The most selfish demographic out there you can imagine. Yeah. Perfect for corruption, huh? Next story. This is Hartfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport this morning. Look at that.
This is insane.
Yesterday morning, I'm sorry. But it's probably worse today. Wow, look at that. That's supposed to be a walkway shopping promenade there. And it's just a line now. It's a line to get through TSA. Yeah. Next story. The world's worst environmentalist alarmist has just passed. Look at that. Why are the kids cheering? That's weird. They don't know what this stuff is. Anyways, a viral clip shows how evil he really was. Yeah, he basically championed governments becoming far more tyrannical to stop people from having kids.
Now, given the population explosion, let alone in this country, what ought the government to do about this?
Well, what it ought to do is this. The first thing you don't want to put, I'm against government interference in our lives. You want to minimize that. So the very first thing the government should do is try and take the pressure off to reproduce. There's a lot of pressure in our society now to reproduce. If you're single, people try and push you into getting married. You know, your wife, you have a bachelor over and your wife says, gee, shouldn't I have a nice girl over? The idea is, you know, nobody should escape. So there's pressure to get married. Young couples, if they don't have children, people say, gee, they must be sterile. They never say, gee, maybe they like good wine and going to the theater and so on. They prefer that to scraping diapers. So there's pressure to have children. So the first thing that should happen is that the president ought to say, from now, here on out, no intelligent, patriotic American family ought to have more than 2 children, preferably 1, if you're starting a family now. Not any law, but just say this is what responsible people do. He ought to make the FCC see to it that large families are always treated in a negative light on television wherever they appear. There ought to be a tremendous amount of television time devoted to spot commercials, the sort we've had against smoking. But the ones in the middle, say in the middle of Beverly Hillbillies, you get a scene which shows Los Angeles in the smog, and it just says this city has a fatal disease. It's called overpopulation, and so long. Now that sort of campaign, you could have a census, a sample census, which would see whether that was having the desired effect. If that didn't, you could move to giving women bonuses for not having babies. That almost certainly would do the job.
By the way, everything he's recited is things China has done. And which, by the way, is why their country's collapsing.
If that didn't have the effect, then you could move to changing the tax structure so that people who had the money and had the children paid for the children. In other words, you would increase taxes on people with children rather than decrease them, since when they have the children, they require more services. If that doesn't work, then you'll have the government legislating the size of the family. And people say, oh, that's impossible. Government can never intrude and tell you how many children to have. Well, I got news. You know, it intruded a long time ago and told you how many wives you can have. And there's not the slightest question that if we don't get the population under control with voluntary means, that in the not too distant future, the government will simply tell you how many children you can have and throw you in jail if you have too many.
Yeah. Throw you in jail if you have too many. Thank you very much, Warrior Rod, for the donation. Thank you, buddy. It says Frank Rain says hi. Is that your name? Frank Rain. We got more Franks now. We got like 3 now. Good stuff. Frank Delafour. We got Frank Rain. We got me. Next story. Senate votes to advance the Save America Act. And by advance means bringing it to the floor for a debate. Not that it passed, okay? Let's see. Hello. Thank you, Pew Pew Sticks. Good to see you. Thank you for the donation and the super chat. He says, so let me get this straight. I pay my medical insurance and medical bills, but illegals get it all for free. Yeah, currently. It's bullshit, isn't it? Yeah. So again, Trump has proposed the medical, healthcare reforms where instead of you just sign up for healthcare and then they do all these fraudulent claims. It's all done privately. We all just basically get a cut of the government taxes, which again, it's like, okay, we're still doing socialized healthcare, but not exactly. You know what I mean? We're buying our own insurance. So it's still a step up away and an improvement from whatever the hell Obama passed, the Obamacare. But again, we haven't heard anything about it, So anyways, back to the SAVE Act. Yeah, it is advanced 51 to 48. Basically means it comes to the floor now for a debate, in which what the Republicans are trying to do and what Mike Lee is suggesting is that we keep it on the floor, basically debate it nonstop. They're gonna do shifts. This person does an hour, this person does an hour, another person does an hour, and we just keep it going forever and ever. Basically just hold the floor, control the floor until this gets passed, because we don't have So I don't even know. I don't know if this is 50 volts or 60. I'm not sure. Because they I think this is 50 volt. I'm not sure. But anyways. So Fetterman, by the way, All Talk Fetterman, who had been going on shows here and there, pumping the SAVE Act like it's a good thing, has voted. He voted no on it. Yeah, Fetterman, we were starting to like ya. Maybe it's better off if you just stay as a Democrat, and then we'll just beat you in 2028. We'll just beat you in 2028 after we fix the election system in Pennsylvania, so you can't cheat your way in like you did in 2022 when he beat Dr. Oz. Remember that? Which, well, by the way, was also a bad pick. He might be doing good in the healthcare area, the senior care, but not a senator. Not as a senator. I don't want him in there at all. Anyways, Lisa Murkowski was the only GOP to vote no. Yeah. Where is it? I can hear it. I can hear rumbling. You don't want to clip the clip, guy? Really? A 28-second clip to hear her say no? Wow. And there's nothing there. Wow. You are something else. Yeah, okay, well, it makes sense. Normally I rely on, this is Eric Daughtery's. You don't want to clip it a little? Was that for the algorithm or what? Good Lord. Surprisingly, Mitch McConnell did vote yes. Yeah, isn't that weird? But again, he voted yes to bring it to the floor, not yes on the vote on the bill itself. I don't know if he's gonna be actually voting yes. So, yeah, so that's some updates out of that. Some good news. Yesterday, Tuesday, there was a special election. Republicans won a special election in Virginia's District 98. And we gained a 22-point swing to the GOP. Is this gaining a seat or is this maintaining a seat? I don't know. But it's in Virginia, so we get an extra seat. I don't know if it's an extra seat, but we won. That's good. That's a big sweep right there. Next story. The Alalas are being terror again. There's a suspicious bag with wires reported outside of a synagogue in Bay Torrance, Queens. Congratulations, liberal Jews who voted for this. You sure did your community well. Holy crap. So the locals called 911 about 35 minutes ago, still waiting on police response. Oh, this is in Queens. Yeah, they don't... 911. Good luck with that. Good luck with that without 911 and without GANs. You ain't defending shit. Next story. An anchored oil tanker was hit by a missile in Iran at the Hormuz Strait. Yeah, it was anchored, guy. It wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't passing. But I'm guessing they identified it as an adversarial tanker, and they attacked it. This attack gave away the location where these rockets are coming from on the Hormuz Strait. If you're not aware, they have apparently at the Hormuz Strait, right there on their side of it, right there, they have apparently we didn't even know about it. It was deep underground rocket facility. Otherwise, we would have gotten it by now, right? Deep underground rocket facilities in which they can still fire rockets from and attack ships at the Hormuz Strait. It was literally intentionally put there to go after ships crossing the Hormuz Strait. But because they fired that rocket, we identified where it came from, and we sent some B-2s. Remember, we saw the videos of the B-2s taking off the other day? It went here. It went straight here to go after this bunker, this underground missile center, and destroyed it. Yeah. CENTCOM announced hours ago U.S. forces successfully employed multiple 5,000-pound deep penetrator munitions on hardened Iranian missile sites along Iran's coastline near the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranian anti-ship cruise missiles in these sites posed a risk to international shipping in the strait. Yeah. So good stuff there. What else is there? Donald Trump posted this yesterday. He says, I wonder what would happen if we finish off what's left of Iran's terror state and let the countries that use it, meaning the Hormuz Strait, allow the countries that use the Hormuz Strait be responsible for it. That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast. How about we do this, Mr. President? How about we take it over and just charge a modest fee for you to use it? Huh? Well, who's going to stop us? Who's going to stop us? You know? Thank you, Paul, for the donation. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're awesome. And thank you, David Stores, for the donation over on Cash App. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Do you support the party? Okay, good. We're done there. Anyway, so there's that. Next story. Off to Joe Kent. Donald Trump yesterday shared a Twitter post from Joe Kent from 2020 supporting military action against Iran. This is a guy who alleges he just resigned because he disagreed with military action in Iran. Okay, we talked about it yesterday. I went off on this guy. This guy ran for office to be a representative representing the state of Washington in D.C. He got Trump's endorsement in 2020 and lost, okay, because he's that awful, okay? This guy, here's what he wrote. By the way, he tagged Donald Trump in this. So he's urging Donald Trump, hey, we got to do this, okay? Here's what he wrote. He wrote, Dear real Donald Trump, we should not sit and wait for the next attack. Wipe Iran's ballistic missile capability out and get our troops out of Iraq. They are only targets now. No U.S. WIA or KIA is a tribute to the professionalism to our military and intel professionals, not Iranian restraint. So here he is, about 6 years ago, urging Donald Trump to take out Iran's ballistic missile capability. And today he's just like, no, we don't want you to do that. I disagree with it. They weren't an imminent threat at all. Yeah. So apparently, what this means to me is that Joe Kent is he's in the camp of Marjorie Taylor Greene, where they wanted this to be a long drawn out 20-year war so they can make lots and lots of money buying national defense stocks and taking bribes from the military industrial complex, because he wanted this war all along. And now that it's happened, he's unhappy. Marjorie Taylor Greene's also unhappy. Why? Because we took out the Iranian administration on day one. They didn't want that to happen. They wanted it. They wanted boots on the ground. They wanted a land invasion. They wanted us to deal with Iran the same way we dealt with Iraq and Afghanistan, very slowly. By the way, is exactly the way they dealt with Vietnam. They could have bombed Vietnam like right off the bat and it would have been over. No, let's send them all into the meat grinder little by little so they all perish. Yeah. So Joe Kent turned out to be a neocon. And by the way, this guy's a vet. I'm telling you guys, not all vets are good. Okay? McCain was not good. This guy is not good. Okay? Oh, there's a lot more to that. Here we go. No, that's not it. Let's go to this one. The White House has issued a brutal smackdown of Joe Kent and his resignation letter, tortures it as lies. Okay? Here's what Secretary Leavitt had to say. Secretary Leavitt writes, there are many false claims in this letter, but let me address one specifically. And it was the part where he says Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. Okay, this is the same false claims that the Democrats and some in the liberal media have been repeating over and over. As President Trump has clearly and explicitly stated, he has strong and compelling evidence that Iran was going to attack the United States first. Ask yourself why the media would so strongly be against Donald Trump ending the Iranian regime. Why are so many people on YouTube, why are so many YouTubers against it? This is not a good regime. These guys fund ballot harvesting. These guys abuse the UCAVA ballot system. 100,000 plus votes registered overseas in Iran, which I'll get to that in a bit. Hello to Milk. Good to see you. He says, Supercat, what is wrong with neocons? They are right about the world and differing power centers. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for the donation. Anyways, She writes, as President Trump clearly and explicitly stated, he had strong and compelling evidence that Iran was going to attack the United States first, meaning our military assets in the area. And by the way, it's not too far. You guys know that Nicaragua is also chummy with the CCP, meaning, you know how we had the Cuban Missile Crisis about 80 years ago? That can very well happen again. It said they don't need Cuba anymore. They could just do it in Nicaragua. Hell, they can do it in Mexico. Mexico doesn't like us very much either. Anyway, so yeah, they are a cause for concern far beyond. They are the head of the snake of the people burning churches. Okay, just because an Iranian official is not ordering people to go to America and go to Canada and burn churches like they have been, does not mean that they're not involved. This is their ideology. This is their belief. This is their religion. When you cut off the head of the snake, people stop thinking that way. Okay, this is no different from when we voted out all the liberalism in this country, and then you see everyone cutting DEI now. Disney's cutting DEI, and the only company I believe still doing DEI is Costco, as in Costco wholesale. Isn't that bizarre? Yeah, I stopped shopping there because of that. I used to be anti-Walmart. I'm like, dude, these guys are destroying small towns and small businesses, but they support Trump. You know. They support a greater America. And that's kind of a good thing, right? Anyways, so there's more. There's a whole lot more about Joe Kent. Here we go. Tulsi Gabbard shuts down Joe Kent's resignation letter claims and backs Trump's decisive strike on Iran. Okay, going beyond that. And by the way, she was his number. He was her number 2, by the way. Okay, he was literally head of the National Counterterrorism Center, so not necessarily her number 2, but her head of one of her arms that she controls, that she oversees. So here's what Tulsi Gabbard had to say. Tulsi Gabbard, oops, oh shit, wrong one. Tulsi Gabbard says, Donald Trump was overwhelmingly elected by the American people to be our president and commander-in-chief. As our commander-in-chief, he is responsible for determining what is and is not imminent threat and whether or not to take action he deems necessary to protect the safety and security of our troops, the American people, and our country. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence is responsible for helping coordinate the intelligence helping coordinate and integrate all intelligence to provide the president and commander-in-chief with the best information possible. Best information available to inform his decisions. After carefully reviewing all the information before him, President Trump concluded that the terrorist Islamist regime in Iran posed an imminent threat, and he took action based on that conclusion. Oh, come on, what is this? Really, you guys? Where's that other post? Anyways, we'll get to that last one in a bit. Yeah, so that's she again stands by Donald Trump's decisions. Okay. So that statement directly undercuts Kent's central claim and reaffirms the chain of command that Democrats and the media often try to blur when it's potentially politically convenient. Kent, a former Green Beret and CIA officer. Oh, you're a CIA officer? You mean the people who organized the Las Vegas Pew Pew and blamed it on an old-timer named Steven? When it was clearly done by Jesus Campos? You mean that organization? Anyways, he resigned Tuesday. So Tulsi Gabbard stands by Trump's decisions, okay? And in addition to that, Joe Kent turned out to be one of the leakers who had been cut from the president's intel briefings for months. Yeah. So remember when we were doing things, we were doing operations. Remember when we were plotting, we were putting together the operation in Venezuela, and the media got a hold of that information early. Remember that? Apparently he was one of the leakers. And so ever since then, anytime they had intelligence briefings, they left him out. Okay? And so essentially means he was already on his way out. So this resignation wasn't exactly a resignation. He got fired. Okay? And quite frankly, I think he should be charged for treason. And by the way, he's Joe Kent is run to Tucker Carlson. Is going to be on his show tonight. Yeah. So, wow, right? Just clearly showing what side you're on in all this. Wow. We're at war, Joe Kent. Our children are fighting for us right now in the Middle East, and you're providing intel. I got a question for you. Are you giving any of this to Tucker, and then he's relaying it to Qatar? Is that what's going on? Holy crap. Anyways, by the way, brings us to today's poll. Today's poll is, do you think anything will happen to Joe Kent? 69% of you say, no way, do nothing, Pam won't. Wow. And very few of you says he'll be grilled by Comer. I think he'll be grilled by Comer. Well, actually, that's true. You could vote for more than one of these things, right? So I would be A and B. I'm an idiot. Damn it. I fucked up the poll. Anyways, 50% says he'll be indicted but not convicted. 6% say he'll be convicted of treason. Yeah, I'm not optimistic about Pam at all. But it is a bad one. The departure of Joe Kent, former director of national counterterrorism, means one less leaker in D.C. Let's see. Joe Kent resigned. Don Bacon celebrated Joe Kent leaving. Aisha Hasni says a senior administration official tells Fox that Kent was a known leaker and he was cut out of President Trump's intelligence briefings months ago. The White House told Tulsi Gabbard he should be fired for suspected leaks, but she never did. I mean, they might have been in the process of it, to be fair with her, right? Because Venezuela was January 3rd. So it takes time to fire people. I know it sounds stupid, but it's when I was in the office sector, it took like a month to fire someone. You have to kind of find reason to. You have to grow. Like, let's say if someone's incompetent, you have to give them those assignments. You have to document them doing the assignment incorrectly, the dates and all that stuff. And then you got to go back to the job offer that they applied for that clearly says you got to be able to do this, and this. And then you got to show that like you made effort to like try to train them in it, but they still can't do it after a certain amount of time. And then you got to go through. That way they can't sue you for wrongful termination. Very long process, okay? It's even worse in the government. Okay, try to get a teacher fired. That's fucking difficult. It takes like a year and a half to get a teacher fired. Yeah, government, anything. They're very takes just forever. That bureaucracy, the paperwork, probably done on purpose so they keep their friends employed, right? Anyways, they also says here he has not been part of any Iranian planning discussions or briefings at all. Look at that. So in other words, they planned Venezuela. That got leaked to the media, as well as probably Tucker Carlson. They cleaned out, they nabbed Maduro and his wife. And then they were like, how the hell did the media figure that out? Then they start. By the way, there was a very wide termination. I think there's like 10 people terminated for that. And I don't know why Joe Kent was not. I mean, they're testing him. I don't know. Testing him and making him go down for treason, right? Gathering the information, like I just said. Anyways, so there's that. Mary Margaret Olohan writes, new intelligence officials tells the Daily Wire that it's true that Joe Kent was not part of planning the Iranian war or briefings on the war. They said it is not true that Tulsi Gabbard was asked by the White House to fire him. Got it. So Tulsi Gabbard was not asked by the White House to fire Joe Kent. If she had been asked to do so, she would have fired him. Is what this person's saying. This person here, Buzz Patterson, I don't know who this is, but he says, in quotes, there's more to the Joe Kent story than meets the eye. According to friends, apparently Joe leaked intelligence under the nose of the Secretary of War. As a result, his access to classified information was removed weeks ago. He's not stepping down due to his allegiance to integrity. He's being forced to leave. Yeah. That's interesting. So ATN Fishburger, let's go in order. ATN Fishburger first writes, here's what we know so far about Joe Kent's resignation, according to current reporting. Per Jackie Hendrick Kent was considered a known leaker, barred from POTUS intelligence meetings. Okay, so this is a repeat of everything we just talked about. Let's go through this. Let's make sure there's nothing new here that we're missing. Oh, that's a lot. No leaker. White House told Tulsi to fire him over the leaks, but not, we know we have a correction of that already. Kent resigned with a letter that reads less like a resignation and more like a screed channeling the Zionist occupied government conspiracy theory straight out of Tucker Carlson's Wet Dreams. That is a quote I just read, okay? In it, he pushes multiple falsehoods, including that Israel dragged America into the war. No, wait till I get to the election fraud stuff, okay? 100,000 plus Yukava ballots filled out in Iran, okay? You tell me this is not our war. It is absolutely our war. Where do you think? Okay. Firstly, the Code Pink. Okay, founded and funded by Naval Singham. Okay, he's currently living in Shanghai. He's heavily funded by the CCP. CCP has tons of money. That country has tons of money because of things like cheap energy. Not just business from us, but cheap energy. They've been getting oil from Iran at far below market price because Iran can't sell it to anyone else because they're sanctioned. Okay, Malaysia sells more oil. I think they sell 5 times more oil than they actually pump out of the ground. And the reason why is because they're helping Iran launder that oil. The oil comes into Malaysia. Malaysia transfers it from one ship to another, and then they market it as Malaysian oil going to China. So because of this cheap oil, China has all this extra money that they use to fund all these riots and all these anti-ICE protests. This is absolutely our war. Okay? This is the same shit with Venezuela. They haven't been able to... oh, look at that. We got a wheel. We got James coming in here promoting a fake conspiracy theory channel. Hey, in case you're not aware, we don't care about that stuff here. We really don't. No. We really don't care about that stuff. Holy crap, is that shit boring. Oh, spirits and energy and frequencies and free energy. Yeah, we don't care. This is completely political and racist channel. This is what we do here. Holy crap. You got a month. Look at that. Enjoy your time in a slammer. Anyways. So yes, this is absolutely ours. People fail to look at all what is being used to hurt the country. Okay. And it is all being funded by what? Money from where? Money from where? Follow the money. And that absolutely makes, and by the way, if you're wondering why a lot of these propagandists are panicking, you see a lot of these people on the internet, by the way, they're even showing up to discords, the crypto discords that I'm a part of, and now trying to trash me and get me kicked out. Okay, and which, by the way, we're working on terminating that person pretty soon. But anyways, they're trying to do that right now. This is how upset they are. Okay, they're trying to do everything they can to destroy every single one of us because we're going after their money centers, and their money centers is terrorism-driven oil. Okay, it's the same shit with the narco-terrorist state in Venezuela. Same thing in Iran. It is the same thing. Just because Iran didn't send people on a plane to America to burn churches doesn't mean they're not involved. And in fact, they did do that. Okay, so they are absolutely involved. This is absolutely our war. Anyways, they also write, Kent's current posture on Iran also flatly contradicts his own past commentary. Back in 2020, Kent warned that killing Qasem Soleimani could spark a full-scale U.S.-Iran war. Yet, in his resignation letter, he praises that same strike as proof Trump once knew how to use force without stumbling onto endless conflict. It's been less than a month, guy. This ain't endless. You want endless? Yeah, it would look like this. It would be a ground invasion from Iraq into Iran. A ground invasion, okay? Us arming the Kurds and then fighting alongside the Kurds. That's an endless war, okay? We went right to the head of the snake. We got rid of Khamenei as well as the 40 top officers on day one. Okay, that's how you not have an endless war. You know how Venezuela would have had an endless war? If we did a land invasion, okay, and started going after anyone who came up to us, including their civilians. Okay, that's an endless war. That's an endless war. Holy crap. I'm telling you, he's full of shit. What they're really pissed off about is how this war is being conducted. And how it's being conducted is too effectively. They wanted it to go on for a while. So in 2020, 6 years ago, he puts out a tweet and says, "Oh, we got to go after Iran. They're a threat." And now you're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are we going after Iran?" Ah, yeah. You guys need it. Here's another thing, right? If he's a leaker, clearly he would have been paid for it, right? Now, if you end the war too quickly, he doesn't have as many leaks to give out. Okay, so he makes less money. Anyways, do you guys know that the cops, like local PD, you know, like when things happening, like a high-speed chase or whatever, the media, the television networks will pay them for tips on what's going on. You know, like, oh, we got a high-speed chase down the I-5 in Los Angeles. They'll let the news know that they'll send a chopper out there to film it because they get ratings from it, right? And it's like a, you know, I don't know. I don't know if you can call it corrupt, but I mean, it's just like a side gig for them, right? Oh yeah, we partner with the media. They let people know not to be in this area because it's not safe right now, and then we get money for the hot tip, right? So these leakers, this is some of the side money that they're making, okay? And he's probably upset that this war is going to be over in about a month. And he's like, hey, I wanted to give leaks to the Washington Post for the next several years. So what are you guys doing? I didn't sign up for this job to do work and get a menial salary. I wanted to be a leaker. This looks a lot, it says here, looks a lot less like a noble resignation. So he wrote that, and he retweeted this, a screenshot of Buzz Patterson, and writes, more allegations emerging that Joe Kent leaked across multiple departments. Some are saying he lost his security clearance and was likely on his way out, which begs the question, is Joe just positioning himself for a forthcoming post-admin grift? And last I checked, he is going to be going on Tucker Carlson's show tonight, right? So he's going to be getting a lot of new traffic, a lot of new support. A lot more people are going to know his name now. Yeah, so he's going to be making a lot of money now, working underneath Tucker Carlson, I think. I mean, not underneath him, but doing something that he does, anyways, yeah. So that's Joe Kent for you guys. Unfortunately, yeah. Isn't that sad? Former vet. He's a vet, dude. He's a vet. He should be happy about not sending thousands and thousands of our troops to perish day after day after day. He should be happy about the fact that this regime has been crippled and literally decapitated on day one. But he's not. He's not. He's not, despite the fact that he wanted this 6 years ago. Joe Kent, very disappointing. Holy crap. Anyways. What's this one? Let's go with this real quick. Macron stated that they're not going to take part in efforts to liberate the Strait of Hormuz under current conditions. He wants to go when it's safe. So in other words, you're not going to help us when times are tough, but when it's easy, you want to be there and fly your flag. Like, ha ha, I help you, ha ha. I get tariff cut, ha ha. Telling you. You know what Mr. Trump should do? Raise tariffs on all NATO nations that did not help us with this. Or how about this? Mr. Trump just tweeted out about us, the allied nations who use the Strait of Hormuz control the Strait of Hormuz, right? How about we control the Strait of Hormuz and you charge them fees to use it? A protection fee. A protection fee. Yeah, that's a great idea. Call me next story. Christopher Wray and Chris Krebs lied to the American people for 6 years. They knew about Iranians breaching the U.S. election systems in 2020. They stole 100,000 identities, and then posted video of it online of the stolen data and used it to create Yukava ballots and hid this from the American people. They knew for 6 years. How is the Iranian war not our war? Tell me. I'm telling you, like people are like, oh, they're way on the other side of the world. This is almost, you guys remember when those dumb Democrats were saying, oh, Russia, why are we even concerned about Russia? We're like the media, the left-wing media was shitting on Sarah Palin because Sarah Palin said, yeah, we're neighbors with them. They're absolutely our concern. Okay. And if you look at Alaska, you can see that you can actually see Russia from Alaska, by the way. It's 50 miles off. You can see a Russian island off the coast of Alaska. It's literally there. And then SNL does this little skit having Tina Fey go, "Oh, I'm Sarah Palin and I can see Russia from my house." You can actually. If you had a house on the coast of Alaska, closest to Russia, you can see Russia from your house. That is absolutely possible. Not from Juneau. Not from Juneau. But again, this is Saturday Night Live. They just lie and make shit up, right? So but again, this is no different. They're like saying, "Oh yeah, Iran's on the other side of the world. Why are we concerned with Israel's war? It's our war." Okay? Holy shit. These guys are crazy. But you know, if you don't know what Ukava is, it's like some special program they created so that people, let's say we have U.S. citizens that are able to vote, and they're like living in an allied nation, like let's say Afghanistan before Biden fucked it up, right? We had a lot of allies living in there, and they're working there as translators to like help build bridges between the USA and the Afghanis, you know, to create governance, a society, and policing and things like that. And they're living there to kind of, they're like Afghani Americans living in Afghanistan, right? They had their U.S. citizen, they had the right to vote. And so they would apply for a Ukava ballot so that they can vote. And here it is. The Iranians stole 100,000 of them and voted for 100,000 U.S. troops overseas, or whatever identities they stole. And people keep saying this is not our war. Yeah. They're so stupid, you know. They have an inability, complete inability to just step back, zoom out, look at the entire picture, and see like, oh, okay, so this country on the opposite side of the world is stealing our identities digitally. Okay, no, they didn't take a flight and go into our Social Security office and take files from our Social Security office, put them into suitcases, and then walk out with it. Okay, there's a thing called the internet, and they can steal it digitally. Okay, and it happened. In fact, they have a lot of employees in the U.S. government that's sending that information over. They're crooked. Okay, they're bribing our officials. It's not hard to figure all this out. Okay. And to say that is not our war, that is freaking ridiculous. Like, look at everything they're doing. If you're upset that you can't find a job because some illegal immigrant who was let in by the Biden administration took your job, if you're upset with the rent going up because there are 20 million new residents without 20 million new homes, if you're upset that minimum wage is stagnant because Pepe keeps working for $3 an hour, there's absolutely an Iranian involvement here. They're absolutely instrumental and involved in destroying this country. It's not hard to figure this shit out. Good Lord. But you know, I'm telling you, I'm very convinced that these other YouTube channels that keep saying, "Oh, this is Israel's war. It has nothing to do with us." They're definitely paid by the CCP, by Code Pink, by George Soros, by Mark Bray, whatever it might be. Okay. You guys know Hassan Piker's podcast is being broadcasted in on you know, like reruns of his broadcast is being broadcasted in reruns of his podcast is being broadcasted in Iran. Yeah, he's a U.S. citizen. He's a nephew of Chunk Yogurt, or whatever his name is. He's his nephew. Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me. What is going on with that? Anyways. So 2025. Oh, this is Patty McMurray. She's a great journalist, by the way. Very thorough, right there. Patty McMurray. Follow her on Twitter. So apparently in 2025, unsealed court documents completely redefine what we are told to believe about the 2020 presidential election. The election was billed by the Democrat Party as the most secure election in U.S. history. Chris Krebs, the former CISA director, testified before Congress on December 16th, 2020, after he was fired by DT. Recently unsealed court documents, first reported by the Gateway Pundit, completely redefine what we were told to believe about the 2020 U.S. presidential election. The election was billed by the Democrat Party, Joe Biden. Why is this repeating? Why is this repeating? Here and here is the same thing. And here is the same thing. Good Lord. Anyways. Is that why your articles are so long, Patty? I'm kidding, dear. Anyways. we now know definitively that Chris Krebs was lying when he made this announcement during a congressional testimony. Today, nearly 6 years after the 2020 election, we have proof of a successful breach by one of America's most major enemies on our election infrastructure prior to election day. CISA officials released a report on October 30th, 2020, just days before the 2020 presidential election. The report was never made public. It omitted critical facts about a successful breach of a state's election database days before the 2020 election. Here's a CISA report which was hidden for several years and discovered after investigative reporter Yehuda Miller obtained the information through a FOIA request earlier this year. Wow, this year, 2026? Wow. Here's what I'm going to do. That's the name of the headline right there. You probably find him on the thumbnail, I believe. I think he's on the thumbnail. But this article is from March 18th, today. March 18th at 8 a.m. Eastern. I mean, they don't go by time zone time, so just look for 8 a.m. And you'll find this article if you want to read more in depth about it. I'm not going to get through all of this because this is not, we don't deep dive in this show. It just takes too long. It gets drawn out. People leave. I know we're not. Whoever's interested, you can go look it up. Okay, but I'm not gonna dig through all this. But thank you very much, Patty, for putting all this together. That is good stuff. Greatest journalist in Michigan, by the way, Patty McMurray. Next story. A former Hegseth advisor who was ousted in a leak investigation has been rehired by Tulsi Gabbard. It's this guy right here. Apparently, Dan Caldwell, this guy, he previously served as an advisor to Pete Hegseth on military operations worldwide. He was ousted along with a slew of other people. I think it was 10 in total. 18. No. 18 agencies. Okay, so this new position he got is to coordinate the information for Tulsi Gabbard across 18 agencies. Basically taking data from all 18 agencies, going like this with it, and then putting it together in a nice little neat report for her. She did... they did a polygraph test on this guy. So where is that? Hold on, let me look for it real quick. Cause God, I had it highlighted. I wish there was a way to highlight. Right click highlight. That'd be great. You know, cause I had it highlighted, but I clicked off of it like this, and now it's not there anymore. Anyways, I believe it's up here. The source says Caldwell has completed a polygraph test and passed a series of background and safety checks and is in the onboarding process. So a bunch of them got fired and then he's been brought back in. So I think Tulsi's okay. She's been proven to be okay lately. You know, like I was skeptic of her because, you know, she was not just Democrat not too long ago. But she's been doing okay, so I hope this is a good decision. Okay, when you're working with stuff like this, so high up and central within the government, there's a lack of talent there. Okay, there's not enough people who are either they don't know enough or they're not cleared. They're not cleared by security wise. They're like Joe Kent, you know. Anyways, next story. That's crazy when you think about the whole Joe Kent thing, right? I mean, he was pretty chummy with the admin. Well, I mean, we thought Vivek was a snake. I mean, he is, but then you got guys like Joe Kent, you know, less obvious looking, you know. Anyways, off to South America. Ecuador launches anti-drug operations with U.S. logistical support. Look at that. Oh yeah, Colombia's president Petro, he's all worried. Oh, it's going to cause a border crisis. Well, suddenly you care about borders, guy? Guy who's been sending all of your criminals to America to commit crimes and rob the hell out of us? Huh? Now you care about borders. Okay. Anyways. Ecuador launched a massive military crackdown on drug cartels over the weekend.
A major military offensive against drug cartels in the country with support from the United States. Over the next 2 weeks, criminal organizations in Guayas Los Rios and Santo Domingo de los Achias are being targeted with U.S. logistical support. Authorities have imposed an 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew in the coastal provinces effective until March 30th. A total of 75,000 Ecuadorian police and soldiers have been deployed in the effort.
75,000 police officers. Yeah, this is an all hands on deck operation. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump admin, Marco Rubio, when he went to go visit El Salvador, the very second place that he visited to go make a deal with Bukele so that they can house the people we're deporting, outsourced prison system. I would be willing to bet that Marco Rubio asked him, how did you do this to begin with? Because El Salvador was riddled with crime. Okay, but Bukele came in and he figured out a way to get all of them while managing casualties, right? Minimizing casualties. And I'm almost certain that they shared that Bukele shared that information with Marco Rubio. In
the effort. The latest Ecuadorian raids are ongoing as authorities seek to root out the country's notorious cartel presence. Around 70% of drugs produced by Colombia and Peru flow through Ecuador. Ecuador is notably part of the new, quote, Shield of America's coalition, which is headed by U.S. Special Envoy Kristi Noem and aimed in part at eradicating cartel influence. Recently, the U.S. announced plans to establish the first ever FBI office in the South American country.
Anyways, good stuff. Good stuff out there to rip that place apart. Not the civilians, but the cartels. Look at this. Less than a week after meeting Trump, Ecuadorian President Noboa has dispatched armored troop carriers. Wow. To arrest narco terrorists, dead or alive. The children of Ecuador are happy. Listen to that. Huh? Wow. They mean business, huh? They mean business. Anyways, I don't know what he's saying, but Ooh, look at that. Ooh, we got choppers in the air. Look at that.
Ecuador inició el domingo un plan de 2 semanas para...
Yeah, we don't know what you're saying. Anyways, thank you, though. Petro's scared.
Han aparecido bombas.
It's like, my days are numbered. I am screwed. That's what he said.
Bomba tirada desde avión.
I hope he does not ass bang me the way he did Maduro, but he will. Anyways. Next story. Venezuela yesterday played against the United States in the World Baseball Classic, the WBC tournament. The two finals was us and them, and they won. Look at this final pitch. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. Congratulations, Venezuela. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. Yeah? This is the difference, guys. This is what happens when you go from a repressed, unhappy, starving country to now a country that is celebrating. You're happy. You're free. You get the control back. The control of the country goes back to the people, sorta. It's gonna get there. But this is the difference. This is the change in the morale of the Venezuelan people. You're winning now. You see that? You're winning now. A well-deserved victory. There's no cheating involved. But you should see the comments. It's hilarious, okay? This person says, Snap Talk says, well, now we have to make them a state. I say yes, make them a state, but let's do that the more peaceful, diplomatic way. We just have them vote right in. Yeah, that'd be great. It says here, Team East had a great run, but the other guy was better. They win on a diamond, we win on a balance sheet. Oh, their balance sheet's gonna get real good pretty soon. Yeah, they're gonna be cranking out oil very quickly. Now, America's downfall is here. Yeah, well. Oh yeah, President Trump tweeted this. Right immediately after the victories, immediately after Venezuela won, he posted the word statehood in all caps. No, he didn't. He could have written round 2. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But look, Best Day Ever writes, Venezuelans love Trump. They'll get the joke. Yeah. No, it's more like, hey, you're hardworking, good people, and I think you want to be part of the union, right? So let's make this happen. This guy says now would be a perfect time to take over Venezuela. They're joking, okay, guys? Okay, Venezuelans. Congratulations, Venezuelans, on the victory, the fair victory. We hope you'll join. That'd be great. It'd be fun. Yeah. Anyways. This guy captioned it, do we need to go again? They're just kidding, Venezuelans. Yeah, exactly. Look at Art Gray writes, Venezuelans can now feed pets instead of eating them. Yeah, very correct. Yeah. I'm telling you this, when you're in poverty, you eat anything. Oops. Ignore that. Christy, wrong time. Thank you. Anyways. Look, this guy's mad. Hey, Venezuela, where's your president? Well, their new president's doing well, right? Rodriguez. Let's see. They're laughing at the USA. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You win some, you lose some, you know? You win some, you lose some. It's a fair victory. We like the Venezuelans. Congratulations. Huh? Hope you join. I gotta make new songs. I gotta make 51st State Venezuela and one about Cuba as well. Cuba's coming along too. Look at this. The Cuban dictatorship announced that Cuban citizens residing abroad will be able to invest and own businesses on the island. Look at that. Look at that. This is a communist dictatorship country welcoming capitalism and investment. Okay, here's the problem though. You cannot have the same governance over this new industry coming into your country. Why? Because the same thing might happen to Venezuela that happened to Venezuela will happen in Cuba. Okay, well, here's what happened to Venezuela. Big oil came in, invested, bought land, invested in, built infrastructure, invested in Venezuela to help sell oil. Okay, they got a cut of it because it's a business. And then Venezuela reaps the benefits with GDP. They get to sell oil overseas, right? They get to import stuff. Then Hugo Chavez comes in and just says, well, yoink, we're socializing the oil. It's all ours now, and kicked out all of big oil. Okay. And then our government did nothing about it. Okay. That's what happened there. Here's what we're worried about that happening in Cuba because you're still communist. There's no new governance about what should be there and what's not. Okay, your government, your president could just yoink it at any time. And that's why, by the way, Trump has called on the current president of Cuba to resign. They need new leadership. The negotiations are not going well because of him. Okay, because again, he's old school communist. He's used to just doing this and telling people what to do. You know, he's not used to like, oh, let's negotiate. Let's talk about this. Not used to it at all. Okay. Anywho, so I don't know who made this announcement, but apparently I guess their administration. So, which is funny. I'll tell you what's funny about this announcement. This is a Gateway Pundit. Okay, they're very accurate. Okay, they don't deceive anything. They never they might, have a couple of misstatements or whatever, but they never intentionally deceive. That's why I read their shit. That's also because they're cliff notes. They're very, very, very quick, very concise. I don't have to read many paragraphs of news for one story. I don't need the details, me personally. Anyways, I'm not smart enough to absorb all of it. But Insider Liars, I should say, they made a post earlier saying, oh, the Cuban president vows to fight the United States wholeheartedly. Now, knowing the record of Insider Liars and their lies, their consistent lies, every day half of their shit's lies, compare that to the Gateway Pundit, who, by the way, will happily retract something when they're incorrect and apologize for it. And they've done that in the past. I think twice. I think they've only had two retractions ever in like 10 years. Compare that to Insider Paper. Which one do you think is telling the truth? Yeah? Wow. Anyways, what is this? Oh, shit. Okay, we'll cover that. The cable car gondola fell off at this resort here and is tumbling. Oh, I hope that was one of the ones on his way down, because there's some injuries if that's the case. Oh, it's the ones on the way up. There's a person right there, I think. No. That's a tree that was already there. Never mind. I don't know. This might be an empty gondola. I have no idea. That tree's blocking the way. Thank you, tree. Holy crap. Anyways, okay, so JD Vance is visiting Hungary. Yeah, he travels. He loves it. That's what he does. A spacewalk from NASA. Yeah, I think you mean a green screen walk in Caltech, California. Huh? Hegseth board Marine One en route. D. What is this one? Azerbaijan sending 82 tons of humanitarian aid to Iran. Yeah, the people need it, by the way. Thanks to Not us, by the way. We're not the ones who are destroying the electricity. Okay, we're not the ones destroying the electricity. Somebody else is. Yeah. So yeah, we need that. We're gonna need living, healthy, well-fed Persians to overthrow this government. Okay. So they're not sending that to the regime. I hope not. Let's see. For what? Macron names France's next aircraft carrier Free France. From what? The tyrannical liberal regime or what? Free France from what? From NATO? Is that what it is? Is NATO the ones that got their thumbs on you, letting in all the Libyans to pillage your country? What is that? What does this mean? Free France. Anyways, JD's doing a speech. Oh, it's a better video of that same thing. A cable car on a resort on a gondola. Hold on, let's redo that. A gondola on a cable car has fallen. Look at that, it collapsed and broke off. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Anyways, that's a better video, so I redid it. Okay, I think that's it. Let's head on over to Rumby. You know where to go. Hold on, there's new notifications. What is this one? The Iran's new supreme leader issues a rare statement, sends condolences for slain top security official. The potato? You talking about the supreme potato? Yeah. Anyways, let's head on over to Rumby, guys. You guys know where to go. By the way, guys, hit the like button, share this stream out, please. Thank you very much. I got 2 other channels, Frank's Show Clips as well as Frank's Funny Shorts. The links are in the description. Please give those a follow. Ring the bell for notification. Watch every video. Watch the whole video, please. And you know, I hope to see your support over there as well. We're gonna head over to Rumble now. Guys, remember thenpcshow.com. That's where you go to find all the places I stream. If you want to support the channel, Cash App, buy me a coffee, subscribe to our Patreon, or ways you can support the channel. Like, or you can become a member like Janet Pink Poodle on YouTube right there. $3 a month. That's 10 cents a show. You can also do it on Rumble. It's $5 a month, but you also get access to our Rumble Premium Hangouts. Mostly everyone there has a membership. Thank you very much. So we'll see you guys over there. We have a press gaggle with Carolyn Levitt. We've got Roman Balmakov, a short 10-minuter about us. Now, I don't know about us, but some organization is intentionally dumping a massive amount of chemicals into the ocean, and it is apparently for geoengineering. Yeah, you guys thought it was just the trails in the sky. No, they're doing it in the ocean too. Apparently, manipulating ocean chemistry also impacts weather. So that's a very interesting one. I was like, we gotta watch that. And then after that, we're gonna watch Senator Mullen, Markwayne Mullen. He's getting grilled in the Senate right now for a confirmation hearing for him to become DHS chief. As usual, we'll probably skip the Democrats because they don't really ask questions. They just kind of they spend their 5 minutes spreading liberal propaganda. So we'll see you guys over there. Have a good one. Goodbye, YouTube. See you tomorrow. If you don't make it over there, hope you do. Hope you will, though. It's a good time. Goodbye, YouTube.